Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have one more video to make today. I was outside walking my dog and I just had this thought and I wanted to share it with you. So hopefully this is going to be a quick one. That when we are trying to make big changes in our lives, even if it's small, but it feels big to you, there can be like hesitancy or a belief of, I believe it's possible, but I have no idea. And that can cause a block because not all of us believe that things can happen for us, even if we don't really know how. And I think a lot of times when we're trying to manifest like physical change, which I guess by definition is like all of it, just about, obviously we're creating internal change, but with the hopes of seeing something show up in our physical reality. But like even just with our bodies, say we want different hair, skin, body shape, level of muscle, whatever, something to do with our health. A lot of times there's this like belief of, well, I want, for example, I'll give you like clear skin, but I have no idea how to get there. I don't know why, I'm having the skin issues that I am. I don't know what I need to do differently. I want to manifest this, but like, how do I get there? Is affirming that I have beautiful, clear, healthy skin, like that doesn't make sense, like logically I know that I'm going to need to take some steps to get there. Either it's, for this example, when we're talking about our skin, it's something in our diet, it's an imbalance, whether it's nutritional, of course it's nutritional. What I meant to say is we're either not getting enough vitamins, or maybe we're eating too much of something and throwing off our internal balances, or both. I know for me that was the case for sure. But as much as I believe in manifesting, like in terms of relationships, I don't know, like, just friends, jobs, cars, things like that, the idea of manifesting my physical appearance to change for the better in healthier ways didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand how that would come to pass because it's something within my physical body. I don't know. I'm just going to move on from that. I didn't understand it, but I started to do the affirmations anyway. Lo and behold, what I discovered is, and I don't know how to explain the science behind this, I just know how to give you the simple version. I'm pretty sure you can go out and study the brain and how it works, and you can get all the technical terms. Excuse me. But for this video and for my own sake, I'm going to keep it simple. This is my understanding of how it works. I've talked about it in other videos, but not specifically in this context, I don't believe. You don't need to know how to create the change. Your brain already knows how to do it. That can be a little offensive to hear, especially as someone that struggled with skin issues for as long as I did. It was a little jarring to learn that I knew the answer the entire time. I knew the answer the entire time. Did I consciously know it? No. But part of my brain did. Now, this can also work with depression, honestly, and I'm not going to get too deep into that. I'm going to talk about just kind of like mild depression. We're not going to deep dive into that. But anything that's relating to like your health, your brain already knows what it needs to take care of itself. And if you are perpetuating a state of misery, whether it's not believing that you're beautiful enough, or not believing, that you deserve better, or you're just kind of wallowing and repeating old cycles, your brain is going to be like, oh, she wants to be depressed today. We're not going to clean up after ourselves, so when she sees the mess, it's just going to add to that. And again, this happens subconsciously. It's not always a conscious thing. But if you walk into a clean, tidy house, you're going to feel a lot better than if you walk into a house that like stuff is everywhere and your countertops aren't clean and your dishes are lying out, right? That's just the way it is. I used to hate that my mom told me to make my bed every day. growing up. And so as an adult, I like never made it. And then one day I started making it and I was like, wow, it just feels nice to walk into my room and have it look so nice and presentable. And it's not like it takes that long, you know. I used to have a lot of resistance because I was perpetuating these cycles of misery for myself. Now going back to my skin, or the example of skin, and I'm using my own self specifically, my brain already knew what it needed. I already knew all the supplements I needed to be taking. I already knew the dietary changes I needed to make. Now, when I was first starting this journey, I had to be inspired to do the research on the internet, but my brain absorbed all the information it needed to know. Your brain is smarter than your conscious mind. And by that, I mean it is operating like a computer would in the background. It is taking in everything. Right now, on my computer, all I can see is my recording software. I can see my taskbar, and I can see, because the window's not maximized, I can see some of my icons on my desktop. My computer is doing a ton behind the scenes, right? It's holding all my Chrome tabs for me, but I can't see it. It has so much, it knows everything that is on the computer right now. It knows every file. It has them all indexed. It knows everything. It knows the entire contents of my computer. It knows how to process things. All I'm looking at is my recording software. I'm hoping this analogy is hitting. That your conscious mind is focused on what you want to see right now. What I want to see right now is me recording this YouTube video. That's all I want to see right now. I don't want to see what's going on with my Chrome tabs. There's not that many. But I don't need to see every single file I have. I don't need to see how many files are in my recycling bin that I haven't deleted in a while. You know, I don't need to see every email. I don't need to see every line of code. I don't need to see it. In fact, your conscious mind can't handle it. Your brain, there's a specific part of your brain I talk about in another video that filters out your reality. It creates your reality. It takes everything around it. You are perceiving so much more than what you are consciously perceiving. This is like the whole yellow car thing. Like when you notice a yellow car and you're like, like, why haven't I seen yellow cars lately? All of a sudden you start seeing them everywhere. They were already there. Your brain was just ignoring it because it wasn't important to it. You're telling your brain what's important. So when I say that your brain already knows what it needs to do, I already knew every supplement I needed to be taking. I already knew every dietary change I needed to make. But because I had a belief of where my worth was and how beautiful I deserved to feel, my brain was like, oh, okay, well, if you want to stay at that level, then you need to eat this much of the thing that's not good for you every day, which is too much. And you need to forget to be taking that vitamin, but you can take these other ones. The second that it took me like 2 days, I think, to start affirming that, like, no matter what my skin looked like, and I did a whole video on this, that I looked beautiful anyway, all of a sudden I was like, what? Why haven't I been taking vitamin D every day? What is going on? Like, where did this, like, how did I just forget, like, the biggest vitamin that I needed to be taking? All of a sudden my appetite cravings for sugary things went away. I would look at them and I was like, I don't want that. Your brain is so powerful. It knows everything you need to be doing. I wanted to improve my dog's diet. My dog has some health issues, and I wanted to make a shift in his diet to benefit him from some things he was having going on. Just instinctively, I knew what I needed to change. I did the research and double-checked everything, and yeah, that was it. It's like my brain already knew. I went through a health crisis a couple of years ago. I lost a lot of muscle. I haven't been able to work out the same way. I've been slowly getting that back. I want my muscles in certain areas of my body to look the way that they used to, or at least be at like a new level of that, healthily for my body, for what it is capable of right now. But I don't have the same means of working out that I used to back then. I started taking the stairs 2 at a time. I swear it's just like little things at the grocery store. I just start like having to hold things differently, or, opportunities at work to basically get me to work out, but I'm just doing ordinary things. It's really interesting how once you make that switch mentally, Your brain knows how to incorporate it in a way that works for you. When you decide, I don't want to be, miserable every day. I want to feel good when I'm in my house. All of a sudden you start taking that time to clean up your counter after you. You start taking the time to put your dishes into the dishwasher. You start making your bed every day. You start vacuuming regularly. You start running your Roomba regularly. You start dusting regularly. Your brain already knows how to get the thing you want and how to shift you into that and how to be the thing. You just have to work on healing any of the resistance around it. If there's no resistance and it's just like, as simple as I was deciding that I was like holding my worth hostage. I was like, no, until my skin clears up. Like, I don't deserve to feel beautiful. And my brain was like, okay, we got to keep eating the sugar. We got to stop taking all of our vitamins for whatever reason. I had them all laid out on the counter, but I would always miss one or two for like months. And then I'd be like, what? Why haven't I been taking this? I know I need to be taking this. I've been working at this for years. Like, the only excuse is that I told my brain I don't deserve to feel beautiful. And my brain was like, bet. We know how to make that happen for you. And then the second I shifted that, it was like, oh, cool. Okay, well, you just have to do all this. It just happened naturally. It just became a part of my routine. Everything shifted. So your brain knows what you need to do. Now, obviously, like if there's deep wounds and there's a ton of fear, there's going to be resistance and blocks and blah, 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 but it's going to navigate you into overcoming them if you make the decision to do so. So don't worry about it. It's not magic. Your brain is perceiving everything and is hoarding all this knowledge like a supercomputer, and it only feeds you a little bit through your 5 senses. I believe we have more than that. You cannot handle more than it. So it's going to dictate your reality and your perception of reality based on what you're affirming for yourself, what you're believing for yourself. It is just going to prove your beliefs to you. Okay, that's it. I'm leaving it here. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for tuning in.